This is an absolutely gorgeous location. Well, it does appear that we got some rain coming in. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I am out today doing a hot tent overnight. I'm super excited. This is an absolutely gorgeous location. Some of you who've been watching the channel for a while may recognize the spot. I haven't been here in maybe 8 months or so. I love to come here outside of summer because the bugs are absolutely atrocious. But yeah, I'm excited to be here. We're gonna do a hot tent setup. I got some good beers to drink. I got hopefully what will become a nice little dinner for myself. I'm just gonna take this all in, this late fall, beautiful nature area. Just soak it all in and know that life is good. Woo! I am so ready to dive into this. But before I do any of that, I've got to take a little nip off of the old banana flask. That is tasty. Woo! That is the first, goodness sakes. That is the first sip off of a brand new bottle of Monkey Shoulder. All right, everybody, without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, we got a new tent from Palmolive that I am excited to set up. I've never set it up before, so goodness sakes, we'll see how this goes. All right, so we're gonna get the tent out of the backpack. We'll see exactly kind of how big it is in this space, and we'll kind of tweak it as we go. Oh, I really had to jury rig all this crap on here because I got way too much stuff that you would normally take and actually backpack with it. Bing, bing, bang. We'll just toss this off there. There we go. There you can see, it's not exactly the tiniest thing, but it's not overwhelmingly huge. It is a bit heavy, I'll say that. It's kind of big. Get our poles and our tent stakes over here. Oh yeah, it looks like it's just gonna barely fit in the space basically. All right, we got a tent stake bag, a bunch of big hefty stakes. Look like this. I might be able to use these for my times when I'm camping on the beach. We got a pretty hefty set of tent poles. I think we got some instructions around here somewhere, but who uses those, right? Okay, 2 different tent poles. Donatello! So I believe what we're gonna do here, my intuition tells me that we'll stake out all 4 corners. Get this over as far as we can. Dagnabbit. Oh, this ground doesn't want to accept stakes. Hang on. all these pieces of wood, we'll figure out what's usable and what's not. You can hear some of that still sounds, that's obviously quite punky. You can see some of that's junk, some of that is still quite burnable, and we'll sort through that pile later. For now, make sure we got room to get ourselves set up here. Okay, so what happens is you take this pole, and then there's a reinforced spot under there. Put it in there, sits right in that point like that. Boom. Kind of like an old pup tent style that you used to see way back in the day, you know. Then you need to do a guide line here, which are in here. Go ahead and set these up for ourselves. Now I said I didn't read the instructions. I didn't want to mislead you. I did watch TA Outdoors, English guy, if you've seen his channel, very big channel over in England there. I did watch him do a tent with this somewhat recently and thought it was cool. Thought this was a cool tent, so I never could figure these things out. I never could figure out exactly how these things work. I guess you pull it like that, but it doesn't stay, so I don't get it. I've always just kind of undid these things and tied on my own taut line hitches, which I think works perfectly fine. So I might do that here. Okay, I thought I was recording, but anyway, you guys have only seen me do a taut line hitch about 8,000 times. So get that nice and tightened up there. All right, same thing back here. Okay, now I see what's happening. It gets its shape from me pulling this. So this is a tent that is really not freestanding. It does make it a bit lighter than some other hot tents because there's not a ton of poles in there. But the material seems to be a bit heavy duty, so get this in here. It doesn't have to be perfect. Jeez, and then there's a whole nother one. Okay, I'm gonna run out of stakes, aren't I? I only have 3 more. Huh. Man, I needed every single one of these stakes. A lot of times when I'm doing this, I will not even use barely half of the stakes, and the tent, you know, can kind of go up fine. Okay, we are missing a stake here. So I'll contact Paul Molly and let him know it didn't come with a stake, so it's missing one. So, you know, you can make a stake pretty easily. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this guy line, come on over to this little sapling here, tie it up like that. All right, I went ahead and fiddled with this a little bit. You can see I got a much better pitch there, just pulled it a bit more taut. Here's our other side as well. Pulled that a bit more taut as well. Looking pretty good. Go ahead and get this all rolled up on this side here. Okay. Get a nice mesh net here. Pretty cozy. Okay. This is pretty good. This is pretty roomy. This is not bad. So my stuff will go back there. I will sleep right here. The tent will face that way, and then I can just put logs and stuff right in there. Should be pretty chill. There are some vents down here. I don't think I'll be using those. All right, so get this stove out here. Let's see what we're working with here. Put that outside. The spark arrests are outside as well. These little stoves are so flimsy, but there's a reason for that. It's because they're super, super lightweight. This is a titanium one from Winterwell, and it is super lightweight and very easy to set up. Oh no, that's right. That's supposed to go. Okay. That is supposed to go like that. Okay. I can actually just walk right in. That's pretty cozy for that little tiny package. Not tiny, but it's a small package that this tent came in. Pretty manageable. I got a bit of a problem here with this low-hanging branch here. My stovepipe is going to come up this way. I always try really, really hard not to cut live wood. You know, that's part of leave no trace principles. You know, you want to have the respect for nature and not, you know, hopefully I shouldn't have to preach that and explain that to people and they understand it. But so we're going to try not to cut it, because as much as I don't want to cut live wood, I also don't want to start a forest fire. So I've got this cordage here, and I'm going to see if I can pull this back and just kind of get it out of the way. Okay. Okay, let's get our stovepipe in here. Oh, I found that other steak on the ground too, so I did not get shorted a steak. I do have all the full amount of steaks. Ooh. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get this stove cooking here, because it can take a minute to kind of get this thing established. So might as well go ahead and get it started, and we can come back and get some more wood and get a nice little pile for ourselves here. Oh, it is roasting in here. Is that gonna fit? That is not gonna fit. That'll have to get chopped in half. But yeah, pretty good. Woo! It is warm in here. Goodness sakes. Alright, well, I'm going to take a quick little load off, because believe it or not, that is a little more work than it looks like on camera. I have myself a beer, and then we're going to go ahead and get to gathering up a little bit more firewood. I'm going to start off with this guy here. I know it's not exactly everybody's cup of tea, but I think it's just kind of different, and I don't mind having one once in a while. Con sobres refrescantes. Busting out the old freshman college Spanish class there. De tomato, sal y limon. This is refreshing flavors of tomato, salt, and lime. Yeah. Basically, if you can picture like V8 and beer mixed together, that's what it tastes like. Don't knock it till you try it. Here's what happens. I take a couple of minutes to take a load off, get some footage, trying to make a little montage, and just taking a little breather. Next thing I know, it's completely dark, and the fire is well out. Check this out. So really, you just kind of need to, when you're getting it established, you just kind of need to keep an eye on it and keep it going. You got some embers in there, so we'll go ahead and toss some twigs and branches and stuff in there. And it should pick back up on its own. At the very least, it should smolder. And then I should be able to let that kind of keep going on its own while I go figure out some more firewood situation. All right, I shoved some leaves in there, give it a good blow, and we're rocking and rolling. Just on the ground here, we got this piece, which is quite dry. That's a good piece. Oh, we got this piece here, which is also quite dry. Go ahead and get the bottom of this. It's a bit punky, so we'll go ahead and get that sawed off. We don't need to take that back with us. That's garbage wood. Okay. Now, in my experience, you can cook on those things, boil water, etc., but you got to get it really, really hot. So, I'm going to do a little test. We got some water chilling there, and I'll continue to work, and we'll see if that works for me. I can feel my hands next to it. It's quite warm. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. You can see it doesn't quite want to boil. I don't need it to boil, it's clean water, but I'd like to try to get it to, because then I know I can use it to purify water if I want to do like a long canoe trip or something. So we're going to try stoking this fire up a little bit and seeing what she does. Roughly about here should do it. Oh, that's so much better than being on the ground. Woohoo! All right, we are boiling. We are a-boiling. Man, it is roasting. it is warm. Okay, it is that warm in here that I've got my short sleeve shirt on. But yeah, I guess that's the point, right? Time to start cooking, I guess. In lieu of a table, when I don't bring a table because I already had a super overloaded backpack, I just use this mat and I just kind of sit on it. And at least it keeps things kind of off the ground a little bit. Let's see how long it takes you to figure out what we're doing. Bada bing. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but there's a beaver lodge. This is a beaver pond. And those beavers are just clapping that water. They do not like, they're very territorial. Might be too much butter, but screw it. Oh, doggone it, I dropped half the cheese out. That's okay. These are looking quite good, but this is still cold. I'm gonna go ahead and stoke the fire back up. Can you see it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah. Just basically some tomato soup here. That's all we're working with. Okay. Look at this. Actually, plop that on for a second. Boom. Boom. Oh yeah. Look at that. Let's try a bite. It's not the prettiest cut. And that's okay. This is camp food after all. Yeah. Come on now. What are we even doing here? That is good cold weather cooking, if I do say so myself. Come on. A lot of people ask why I use the shredded cheese. I feel like it melts better, but also, I always have shredded cheese at home. I don't always have sliced cheese, so, mwah, mwah, that's banging. Oh, I still got some hot chocolate. Hoppy Holiday Ale. Let's try it. Huh. Interesting. Hoppy Holiday Ale. That's what it tastes like. Alright, you guys have watched me eat enough. I'm going to finish this up, and I'll check back with you guys as soon as I'm done. These are a couple that I brought over and sawed up smaller pieces. So, you know, those are, you can hear it, they're nice and dry. I'm not positive about that. That is pretty punky. I'm gonna say that's junk. I'm gonna say that's junk. We'll throw that in the pile here. Well, I'm gonna toss this in. See if it does anything for me. That sounds not great. Yeah. We're gonna try it anyway. Yeah. If it breaks like that, it's probably not the greatest wood. Well, let's see if it burns anyway. I can feel that heat coming off there. It's something fierce. Alright, you can see that it's not the greatest looking firewood, but we're going to try it anyway. It doesn't always have to be the perfectest perfect to work in your old wood stove there. Now, I haven't talked about this backpack in a long time, but I have been using it for years and years. It has some pros and cons. I bought it with my own money, and I'm going to explain some stuff about it to you. Get everything out of there. Now, I've put some carabiners on the straps, load lifters, because these straps slip. They don't just fall right off, but over time, especially when I was in Washington, if you saw any of those videos in Olympic National Forest, I was having a really hard time with these straps, just constantly having to readjust them and pull them back down, and it made what was some tough hikes much tougher, I'll tell you. For the YouTube videos that I normally do, I'm generally not going super far distances. What I love about this thing is it's got all these pockets, big huge pocket right here. Just fit another saw in there, banana flask. So a bunch of straps that come around the back here like so, so you can strap stuff to the outside. Another strap here, etc. Got that sleeping bag pocket that you can open from the bottom. Straps on the bottom. I mean, there's straps coming out the wazoo. Molly webbing all over that you can carabiner or tie stuff or whatever to. They also make a specific strap for it. The biggest reason why I find this backpack so intensely useful and why I keep using it, despite some of the flaws, is this. Now, it's not the only backpack that does this, but it's a very affordable backpack, around $100. You can see and you can cinch off the top here, so that area is closed, and then this basically becomes like a duffel bag that you can just really easily open up and get to all of your stuff that's in there. So it just makes it really easy to kind of rummage around and get to stuff. So if you've ever done any backpacking and you bring a lot of stuff with you and you got to get to things, you can see why that is a useful thing to have. The other option is just dump everything out inside the tent, which that works fine too. So if that works for you, keep doing it. All right, well, those do appear to be working fine. Well, it does appear that we got some rain coming in. Goodness, this is like a marsh. Okay. Oh, there's that Mr. Beaver over there. I know that right out there. I know he is right out there, but I can't get a bright enough light. See him. Where are you, Mr. Buddy? Where are you, boy? I need to bring a spotlight out here. Looks like we got some rain coming in. It's all right. Got a nice shelter all set up, and I got my rain gear and all that good jazz. I even got a tarp if I get ambitious, which I probably won't. But yeah, one of the number one reasons it's important to treat water, and you just saw me rinsing out that pot over there. Oh yeah, here it comes. Is because of a bacteria called Giardia, and it's commonly found and spread through beaver poop. So, since you're in a place where you know there's obvious beavers, you really want to be careful. Boiling is sufficient by every metric that I've looked at. I'm not using that water, I'm using the water I brought, but even that I will be boiling for a nice long time before I mess with it. Bada bing. Oh, that is solid. Okay, we'll do saw on that one. Okay, let's get the saw out. Oh, first things first. Set the axe so I can see it. Nothing too crazy at the moment. Little pitter-patter rain coming down. I did get a huge pile of wood here, so if I need more than that, I'll be surprised, but I've had to go out and gather firewood in the rain before, so I'm no stranger to it. I'm going to kick back for a minute and see what this thing does. Let me crack open another one of those beers everybody's been talking about. Cheers. Oh, yeah. Oh, I haven't blown up the sleeping pad and got out the sleeping bag and stuff yet, because just in case I want to get out of get up and move around and get out of the tent. I don't want to be stepping over it. So if you're wondering, that's why I haven't done that yet. That feels good on my back though. Feels good on my old back. There he is. Hopefully you can just barely make him out. Well, I don't think there's a ton more to do. I want to keep a little bit of time for myself. Enjoy this camp a little bit off the camera. Ooh. See how this works. Oh yeah, I probably shouldn't have the boots on in the tent either, should I? That's why I kind of need to bring flip-flops or some kind of thing that's easy to slip on and off. There we go. Doing a bit kind of diagonal here, so I don't get the pad ultra close to the opening of this, just in case an ember comes out. The reality is I got this guy here. This is my secret weapon. This thing is crazy warm. I'll be using this all winter most likely. Well, that's what she wrote. I'm hitting the hay. Good night, everybody. On today's episode of What Did Sam Forget? I left the seasoning and the hot sauce in the car. But that's okay. Butter goes a long way in a situation like this. Nice breakfast. That was a fun one. Always a good time hot tent camping. Hope you guys all enjoyed this one as much as I did. Got the campsite all torn down. Nice clean camp, all packed up, ready to do it. I want to say a big thank you to each and every one of you. You all make it possible for me to do this. If you guys liked what you saw today and you want to see more, I would greatly appreciate it if you would click that banana. Whew, that is another one in the books. And we're going to catch you on the next one. Bye, everybody.